Jamie Dimon, he said something this week. The CEO of the world's largest bank, 22 years running at JP Morgan as the CEO. Well, he said making big decisions on a Friday when you are tired is a really bad idea. He called it a lesson that he has learned and relearned. I agree with him. But here's what I want to add to that. Friday is not the day to decide. Friday is a day to understand what you are deciding about. And today, there is a lot to understand. Because 3 economic reports dropped on yesterday morning. 0.5% GDP, 3% inflation, 219,000 jobless claims moving in the wrong direction. 3 numbers, one morning, all pointing the same direction. And that direction is not north. And this morning, Disney, 1,000 people. Entertainment, they just joined the list of companies that are laying a whole bunch of people off. But here's a counter signal. Meta, they just wrote a $21 billion check to an AI company that most people have never even heard of. Locked in through December 2032. And TSMC, the company that makes all the wonderful chips that power every AI product on the planet, they reported a 35% revenue jump this morning. Here's the thing, guys. This is what I'm understanding. Okay, this is what I'm understanding. The economy is not broken. The economy is just splitting. And you do not know which side of that line that you are on. So today is going to be the day that we figure that out. This is the Daily Climb. I'm Antoine Wade. Let's look at the data. Welcomes are in. Jump over to the first data signal. Let me show you guys the 3 numbers that came out on the same morning. Because when you look at them together anyway, the picture gets real clear, real fast. Number 1, Q4 2025 GDP, the final revised number. It was released yesterday by the Bureau of Economic Analysis, 0.5. That is not a slowdown. If you look at the data on the sheet right there, right? GDP growth, final revised, 3.8%, 4.4%, and then a 0.5%. It's not a slowdown, that's a cliff. Second quarter last year, 3.8%. Third quarter last year, 4.4%. Fourth quarter, 0.5. Now here's what drove that. The 43-day government shutdown. It knocked 1.16 percentage points off the Q4 growth. Federal government spending dropped 16.6% a year. DC real GDP fell 8.3% in Q4 alone. So I want you guys to understand this. We've talked about the federal government shutdowns. We've talked about the layoffs. We've talked about it all. But there's a significant impact that a lot of times we just don't put together. And it was said that the federal government in the shutdown was going to impact GDP. Well, you realize how much of the federal spending is part of GDP when you see this number like this. The shutdown was a one-time hit. But here's what is not one time. Number 2, core PCI inflation, 3%, third straight month. Get that on the screen for you guys, so you guys have a better understanding about the data. That is the PCE is the data that the Fed's preferred inflation measure. Okay, they rather look at PCE to determine the overall inflation. It is stuck above the 2% target. Services inflation reaccelerated to 3%, the 3-month annualized rate. Okay, 3.7%. Inflation is actually getting faster when you zoom in. So here's what that means in plain language. It means that the Fed, which we talk about on this show often, they cannot cut rates to stimulate the hiring because inflation is too hot. It's accelerating. The Fed cannot raise rates to kill inflation because GDP is already near zero. The result is this: monetary policy is frozen for at least 12 more months until they see the data that they need to make a decision. So every company in America knows it. They are using this window to restructure before the rate cycle turns. Number 3, this is the number I want you guys to pay attention to as well. Initial jobless claims, 219,000. It was released on yesterday, up 16 1,000 from the week before, above analyst forecasts of 210,000, now above year ago levels. The direction matters more than the number because claims are trending up, not down. Trading Economics forecast claims reach 240,000 by the end of Q2. That is a leading indicator. It shows up in the layoff data 4 to 8 weeks before the payroll reports catch up. The data supports me talking about layoffs often. The data supports it. So I'm going to talk about the layoffs. We got 5 industries. We have 5 separate announcements. One clear pattern. Let me run through the layoff leaderboard right now. We're going to call this a leaderboard because every time you see these layoffs, got to make a leaderboard and see who's doing it. Who's at the top of the list? Disney, 1,000 cuts in the marketing and the creative department. The new CEO, Josh D'Amara, codename Project Imagine Entertainment, joined the wave of layoffs this morning. Okay, this was announced this morning, bright and early, 4:10 a.m. in the morning. Another company that's making cuts right now. Some of you guys' favorite camera. You like GoPros. GoPro is cutting 145 heads, 23% of their global workforce. Third round of layoffs since 2024. Revenue was down 19% last year. Smartphones ate their category. Who uses GoPro anymore? Tell me if you use GoPro. If you got a GoPro, let me know. You know, I didn't tell you guys I got a new Google Pixel 10, the flip or the fold. My other one, the screen in the middle cracked. So I sent it in for repair and they sent me a new Pixel 10. And I'm going to tell you like this, the camera defeats a GoPro. So you see where smartphones are eating up that category. Walgreens is another one, 628 cuts, 469 corporate workers in Deerfield, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, 159 warehouse workers in Houston, Texas, right down the street from me. Effective June 1st. They have been private equity owned since late 2025. What does private equity like to do? Well, they like to come in, add their little playbooks to it and cut a whole bunch of heads. That's what they like to do. And that's what they're doing at Boots, Walgreens, whatever you want to call it. Okay. We got the CFPB cut plan filed with the federal court. 1,174 employees down to 556. That is a 56%. Okay. 56% reduction. The supervision division, they cut 78%. We got Capital One and Discover. They are on their wave 2. 1,139 more cuts on top of the 609 from wave 1. Total 1,748 merger related layoffs. Okay. Final working day for those individuals, May 4th, around the corner. So you guys are seeing it. We have 5 industries, 5 different stated reasons. One common target, the organizational middle layer, corporate overhead, headquarters functions, distribution logistics, federal compliance divisions, post-merger duplication. AI-enabled span of control means the pyramid can be flattened. The corporate hierarchy, the corporate structure, it can merge. That is the strategy. 5 different companies are doing that right now, using the same exact playbook. I want you guys to type signal in the chat if you see this pattern. GDP down, inflation stuck, 5 industries restructuring simultaneously. What did Pamela Price tell us the other day regarding companies and layoffs? Right? Said for 40 years, she's seen companies lay people off, go through bankruptcies, get bought out by other companies, mergers and acquisitions. What is it that you must do as a person who's working for a corporation? You must protect yourself. And that's what she did. And I'm telling you guys to do the exact same thing because you're seeing the signals with the data that I'm sharing with you. You're seeing it. Protect yourself. Career insurance is important. Now here is where the story turns, okay? We got TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, the company that manufactures chips for every major AI product. First quarter 2026 revenue, $35.6 billion. That is a 35% jump year over year. March alone was up 45.2%. They beat analyst estimates. They reported this morning. We're going to go to that right now. Jump over to my screen here. Good to see you in the house, Darren Smitty. It's always good to see you in the house, my man. Let's look at this real quick. TSMC posts 35% jump in revenue to new record high as AI chip demand stay strong. Let's listen a little bit about TSMC.
This is a chip made by Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, and we're here at its California offices for a rare interview about one of the next big bottlenecks in the race to make enough chips to power AI: advanced packaging.
We build the silicon, we get the HBM from the memory vendors, and then we build up the organic interposer in our packaging fab and do the pick and place.
But right now, TSMC sends almost every chip like this, even the ones made in the US, back to Taiwan for packaging. Because while you might think of microchips on the nanometer scale, this is what a modern high-performance chip looks like. A bunch of smaller chips, protected, tested, bonded together in the packaging step of chip making. And it's almost all happening right now in Asia. That's about to change. TSMC is breaking ground soon on 2 new advanced packaging plants near its new chip fabs in Arizona.
Packaging used to be an afterthought, right? Literally, you would put your junior engineers on it, but now, obviously we know it's as important as the die itself.
You simply can't ship a piece of silicon for a product without putting it in a package.
They're crushing it. They're talking to you about what their problems are as well too. And they're talking to you about how much manufacturing is going to be coming over to the United States, because the majority of it is over there in Asia. And if they have to build product in the United States, or they can build product in the United States, and guess what? They got to ship it all the way back to Asia. That sounds like a supply chain disaster. That doesn't sound like efficiency. Oh, now they're looking to make sure that packaging is done here in the United States. They just crushed it on earnings though, guys. Absolutely crushed it, okay? And CoreWeave is an AI cloud company. They reported $21 billion, okay? From a Meta deal, locked in through December 2032. Here's the sentence that I need you guys to hear. While GDP grew 0.5%, TSMC grew 35%. That is the split. That is the word that I like to use, bifurcation, in one sentence. Companies are replacing headcounts with AI CapEx. Capital is not leaving the market. It is just resorting and reorienting. And the workers who understand that are already positioning themselves for the shift. Okay.